Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to have a look at the War Thunder news today, and also a few other things. In War Thunder, we have a decal for the Norwegian Air Force Foundation Day. This is basically the emblem of the 131st Air Wing decal. Looks pretty nice, and basically all you got to do is earn 3,000 mission points in battles where you use Swedish aircraft at rank 3 or higher to receive the emblem of it, and this is running from the 10th of November until the 13th of November, so that's basically where you pick it up. There's also a vehicle which is returning for AN Tupolev's birthday. The TU-1 is returning to sale, and after it got removed not too long ago, I don't think, and this is once again from the 10th of November until the 13th of November. So this one is going to be on a 30% discount if you want to pick it up. We'll have a look at it in the game, and also talk about some other things that are going on in the War Thunder sphere. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let's get started. So the TU-1 is a vehicle which has a lot of firepower, but also at the same time has a few other issues kind of going on with it. It's one of those that I feel like if you don't want to grind out the Russian tech tree, even to like a little level, then maybe it's worth getting, but mostly the vehicle is superseded by the vehicles around it. So what the TU-1 has is it is a twin-engined bomber. Well, it's labeled as a strike aircraft. It has the Klimov M43 engines, which you can see here. If you compare those to the TU-2S engines that you see here, the Shvetsov M82s, these have more power than the TU-1s, and then also what the TU-1 has is a ridiculous armament. It has two big 45mm, and also it has two 23mm here. Now the 45mm hit like a truck, but the problem is getting the guns on target because it's such a large platform, and also since you have less power than the standard vehicles in the tech tree, it can be a bit of a pain. What you can also bring along with the TU-1 is a really nice bomb load. The 3 1000s are fantastic and work really well. You can also bring 2 torpedoes, which is kind of interesting, but generally you're not going to use this too much. But I suppose the Soviets are lacking torpedo vehicles, so at least there's that. You can see here that with the torpedo, it's going to be a little bit hard to drop it. You have to be very low and also very slow as well, so that might be a problem for you. Now, the biggest issue for the TU-1 is the TU-2 exists. And the TU-2 in the tech tree, so the one that you can grind out, it has the 1000 kilo bombs. It also has access to all of the AP bombs and also different loadouts too. It doesn't have as good of an offensive gun armament on it. It only has 220mm, but most of the time getting in a position to use stuff like these 45mm, it's not exactly easy, even with the APHE belts, which you have right here. If you're going to use something like that, you know, the Yak-9K exists, stuff like the Tizma exists, which is just easier to do. So in terms of just raw survivability, the TU-2S is much better. It also has access to 2 guns on the top, 2 12.7s, and then 1 on the bottom. This only has the 2 12.7s on it, 1 here and 1 here. So survivability-wise, the TU-2S is better at defending itself, and once again at the same BR. So unless you want the premium bonus of this thing, which, to be honest, I feel like with Russia, there are better aircraft around these BRs for the premium bonus, such as Dolgushin's good old LA-7, or Spitfire Mark 9, or the VK-107. There's not really much point in this because of these other vehicles existing, and also the TU-2Ss existing at this BR too. So for me, it's an interesting aircraft, but how long is it going to take you to grind to rank 4 for the TU-2s to get a better experience, because they have better engines and slightly worse guns, which really aren't going to matter that much anyway. So the other piece of blockbuster news when it comes to War Thunder is the guys who usually leak everything for the updates put out a statement saying, in the spirit of Christmas, there will be no leaks for December to allow Gaijin to surprise the community for once, on the condition that nothing majorly controversial happens again. Now, what's kind of funny about this statement is they are the ones who have actually caused a lot of the controversies over the last few updates. Obviously, saying that the VT4 was coming to Thailand in the Japanese tech tree, even though it didn't, and also spurring a bunch of fires all over the place with leaks which haven't come true to kind of get people annoyed at things. And this is something that has happened quite a few times. And it is kind of funny when you have a person saying that as long as these guys behave, we won't do the bad thing. And it's just like, all right, whatever, man. Like, we live in a very odd time when it comes to War Thunder, where we have people literally just like threatening companies to be like, you better not do anything controversial, otherwise we'll tell everybody what you're doing, even though it isn't what you're doing, and we're just literally just starting fires in places. It's amazing how much nowadays ego has to do with these types of things. Ego is incredibly important to specific people when it comes to being the ones to go to in terms of these. They do actually also clarify, unfortunately, we do not guarantee that other leakers might do the same. So they might not, or you might still see everything that is coming out in the update anyway from another source, which definitely isn't the same people. So when it comes to all of these types of things, the leaking side of things for War Thunder, as I've said many times, I've got very bored with over the years. One of the problems that I have in my position is if I don't cover the stuff, people get annoyed at me, or they tell me about all the stuff anyway. And then if I do cover the stuff, then it kind of spoils the whole update, at least for me and many others. So it's kind of like a catch-22 for me. There isn't really a way that I can do like the leak stuff without either annoying myself or annoying other people. And it's just one of those things I've kind of come to accept over the years, which is why for me, I just cover everything that is there, because it doesn't matter to me if it's real or fake. I think it's just fun to kind of look at new vehicles, and whether it happens or not, you know, at least to get some conversation going. That's when it comes to the leak videos, that's my modus. And, you know, I've said that many times. If there are supposed leaks out there, we're going to cover them as supposed leaks, because even the guys who supposedly are the true leakers, you know, the prideful, the proper leakers, still get stuff wrong. And that's, you know, something which we have to look forward to. So generally, for me, I'm happy that there is supposedly not going to be any leaks in this last part of the year. There will be, though, because they'll find a reason to do it, because, as I said, there is ego involved in these things. And ego is very important to people who see themselves as part of the community and part of the, you know, the town crier mentality. So if there isn't anything that comes out, I mean, there already has, by the way. There's already been leaks which, you know, talk about what's going to be happening near the end of the year or what's going to be happening in the next year. So I don't really know where this idea comes from that there won't be any. But at least hopefully we can enjoy some content which will hopefully be completely new when we see the devlog and also when we see the actual teaser itself. One of the things, as I said, for me, the last few years for War Thunder, is it's actually really cool when we see stuff that we don't know about. That's why, for me, when they've done these like big community update posts, I haven't actually really liked the fact that they've been doing it, because it basically spoils a bunch of stuff about the updates. It's as if they're trying to get ahead of the leakers that are, you know, sitting about. And also, it's kind of interesting because we have a bunch of stuff in those community update posts which didn't come to the updates, such as the Chinese Abrams, and then obviously the talk of the other nations, which are coming around. The other part of the news is there should be a Q&A from Gaijin coming out at some point. They've asked for a bunch of questions from the community, and we will definitely kind of go through it, see what's going on. A lot of the questions were incredibly arbitrary, and I think I might actually do a video kind of going through some more of them. We did a video earlier on basically going, what is going to be Gaijin's responses to these? Because they always do the same boilerplate responses to the same questions, because they are just the same questions. Everything's cyclical at the end of the day. People asking about BR decompression, people asking about new maps, people asking about new game modes. These are all things which have very simple answers to, and will continue to get answered in the same way. So yeah, look forward to a update season without any leaks, apart from there will be leaks, because according to the leakers, there will be something controversial that Gaijin does, because they've tried to find controversial stuff the last few updates anyway. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecovo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.